welcome to CFSP-News. I'm Riva.
Today is the beginning of the weekend and we're going to talk about the spooky subject. All over the world and especially in Montreal, there are more and more signs of the end of the world.
Many hurricanes, crash, depletion of oil wells, blackouts, and less natural resources. A lot of scientists think it's going to be the end of the world soon.
Miss Lee, an incredible and famous hurricane scientist, is here to explain this sad situation. What will touch the city of Montreal in the next years?
It's imminent that the hurricane will attack us.
Do you know when that hurricane will attack us?
Maybe in 2 or 3 years.
What can residents do?
Well, they can build a local shelter.
What are the chances that homeless people survive the hurricane?
If the government decides to build a local shelter, they have a lot of chance to survive. But if the government do not build anything, well, the homeless people will die.
If the homeless hide in a subway, can they survive?
Yes, if the hurricane just won, they can hide in a local shelter. But if the city is near to ocean, or the level of the ocean is lower than the level of the city, the homeless people have a lot of chance to be drowned. And if they don't have a lot of food or water, they will die.
What are the conditions to create a hurricane?
The conditions to create a hurricane are: first, the water of the ocean may be hot. 2, the air may be humid. And 3, they have a lot of pressure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Speaking of natural problems, several flooding happened in the St. Laurent River. A lot of people rendered homeless because of that. The installation of dig are possible.
A strange event happening in the woods June 5th, 2015. Bigfoot was caught by a fisherman who was fishing in this sector. Here's the video.
So today I am going to interview a fisherman that believes in Bigfoot. So hello Mr. George Fish. When did you start believing in Bigfoot?
When I saw him when I was fishing down the river, I saw him with my own eyes.
And don't you think it could have been a person with a costume put on?
I don't believe it because sometimes at night I hear big and weird roars and big and weird footsteps, and I know it's Bigfoot because there's big steps.
And do you have anything else to say about Bigfoot?
Nah.
Okay, so thank you. That was Bernadette Brandon, CFSP-News, Montreal North.
Paranormal expert and law reporter are currently inquiring. Myth or reality? This is what we're surely discovering during those days.
Angelica Boise, the young Canadian who was missing for many months, was finally found sequestered at her home.
A neighborhood heard the yelling of the little girl and ran to help her get out of the house. Angelique Boise managed to call for help by destroying the window of the kitchen.
That day, her kidnapper was not at home. Pablo Vanda, the aggressor, is now in jail, waiting for his trial to begin.
Now we're going to talk about the weather with Samantha Johnson.
If this weekend you plan to visit Chinatown, you must put up new raining boots because the buses of downtown Montreal overflowed the city because of the storm last night. The public services of the city of Montreal installed pumps to remove the water. To prevent the eventual storm, the city of Montreal will start building retention basins and anti-storm shelters in the most popular malls. Thank you. For the temperature of Saturday is going to be sunny with a maximum of 35 degrees and a minimum of 27 degrees. It will be a hot moment. On Sunday, we will have hailstones as big as golf balls. The temperature will have a maximum of 17 degrees and a minimum of 11 degrees. And the wind will go to 463 kilometers per hour. On Monday, we will have between 25 and 30 degrees with a gorgeous rainbow. Finally, tonight we have a temperature of 23 degrees with episodes of sudden rains. What's an episode of sudden rain? That was Julia Peterson, CFSP Weather.
Now it's time for Sport Edition.
Good evening, I'm Ali Touchdown and this is CFSP Sports. Today is the amazing story going around the internet. Michael Jordan wants to help the handicapped children.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan isn't done with his accomplishments like being the famous NBA player at the end of the 80s. Jordan thought in 2014 to organize a basketball club for the handicapped children right here in Montreal. Thanks to all his money and generosity, he could get that done by 2016. He will offer basketballs and he will also construct a gigantic gymnasium to have a lot of space for practices and everything essential for the club. Since I was young, I always wanted to be an exceptional basketball player. Thanks God it happened and I'm glad it did. Now I want to become a true inspiration to the children with disabilities. I want them to become what they want to be. I'm going to encourage them by telling them that they are capable of great things and having a handicap is not a disadvantage but a unique way to be yourself. After watching those incredible and inspiring words, people decided to create an internet blog to help the club by donating money and things. Here is the address: www.donatebouncinghope.com. Jordan also said that maybe in the future in other countries he will also create perhaps for adults and elders.
In other news, a dream came true for the Montrealers. The Canadiens of Montreal won the Stanley Cup against Chicago by scoring 7-2 and by winning 7 matches. That's all we have today in CFSP Sports. Back to the studio.
Thank you, and now was CFSP News.